Leeds fans, stop scrolling right now. Elland Road just erupted with breaking news and Daniel Farke's job is hanging by a thread. One match could decide everything. This Sunday against Nottingham Forest isn't just a game, it's a tipping point. But that's not the half of it. We have a star player called out for attitude, a 36-goal striker ready to sign, and Jurgen Klopp influencing the next managerial hire. Here's the first payoff, and it's a gut punch. Noah Okafor's international manager just went public, stating he hopes his words eventually get through to him about his conduct on and off the pitch. That's a direct shot at Leeds' key man. If you believe Leeds are bigger than any one player, smash that like button right now. We are breaking down the Okafor crisis immediately, because this threatens the entire dressing room in a relegation fight. Stay locked. The alarm bells are ringing loud in LS11. We knew Noah Okafor was left out of the Swiss squad again, but we didn't know why. Now we do. His manager, Murat Yakin, just dropped an absolute bombshell that calls the winger's entire professionalism into question. This isn't a minor disagreement. Okafor has been Leeds' most dangerous threat so far this season, the one player defenders truly fear. He's already got to goals from the opening 7 league games, and his direct running has been the only consistent spark in the fight for survival. Daniel Farke is pinning his hopes on the 25-year-old. But Yakin didn't just drop him, he publicly exposed him. Speaking to the Swiss outlet Watson, Yakin confirmed Okafor is on the radar but then delivered the killer lines. "I've spoken with Okafor repeatedly, telling him what I expect from him on and off the pitch. I hope my words eventually get through to him." Read that again. Repeatedly. On and off the pitch. This is not a tactical disagreement. This is a national team manager questioning a player's fundamental attitude. This is a massive, flashing red flag. Okafor, a man with 24 senior caps who was part of the World Cup squad in 2022, hasn't played for his country at all in this calendar year. Yakin is well staffed in those positions, yes. But managers do not freeze out and publicly blast talent like that, unless the attitude is a genuine problem. And here's the real fear for Leeds fans. This hasn't affected his club form, yet. But what happens when Leeds hit the inevitable bad patch in a relegation scrap? What happens when Farke needs leaders in the trenches, fighting for every point? If Okafor's head drops, or if he becomes a disruptive influence because his international manager is blasting him, he could poison the entire dressing room. Leeds cannot afford that. The club must monitor this situation carefully. They need every single player pulling in the same direction to stay in the Premier League. Have you seen anything in his body language at Elland Road that suggests a bad attitude? Let me know your honest opinion in the comments below. If you're backing Farke to handle this, hit like. But this attitude crisis couldn't come at a worse time, because Farke might not even be here to handle it. The 49ers are looking over his shoulder, and a Champions League winner might be picking his replacement. Daniel Farke is walking a tightrope, and the safety net just vanished. The upcoming match against Nottingham Forest on Sunday isn't just another game. It's an execution order or a last-minute pardon. The alarm bells are ringing after recent results, and sources are confirming the 49ers are losing patience. The form of the other promoted teams has caused panic, and Leeds are looking nervously over their shoulder. Chief correspondent Graham Bailey stated it clearly. If Leeds lose to Nottingham Forest at the weekend, the hierarchy may start looking for a replacement. They aren't massively underachieving, but Premier League survival is the only metric that matters this season. So who would they look at? The answer isn't a random rumor, it's a previous, high-profile target. The 49ers approached Brendan Rodgers back in 2023 after suffering relegation. They already admire his managerial ability. But now, there is a new and incredibly powerful factor at play. His name is Jurgen Klopp. No, Klopp isn't managing Leeds. Graham Smythe brutally shut that rumor down, as Klopp has insisted he will never manage another club in England besides Liverpool. But Klopp is now Red Bull's head of global soccer, and Red Bull are Leeds' new minority partners. And who does Klopp have a massive, and very public, connection with? Brendan Rodgers. It's more than just professional respect. When Klopp took over at Liverpool, he famously rented Rodgers' house. He became his landlord. Klopp immediately went on record praising his predecessor, saying Brendan did a really good job here. There's a good base here because of Brendan's work. They are close. Do you see the pieces connecting on the chessboard? The 49ers already want Rodgers. Red Bull, and by extension Klopp, are now partners in the project at Elland Road. If Farke fails on Sunday, Jurgen Klopp could potentially put in the good word. endorsing Rodgers to the board as the man to stabilize the ship and secure survival. This connection makes Rodgers the immediate and obvious frontrunner, waiting in the wings. Is Brendan Rodgers the upgrade Leeds United needs right now to guarantee Premier League safety? Or is this just shuffling the deck chairs? Drop your vote, Farke or Rodgers, in the comments. But whether it's Farke or Rodgers, the new manager will have the exact same problem. Leeds United cannot score enough goals. And that's why the board is already moving on a championship goal machine. The lack of goals at Elland Road is deafening. It is the single biggest factor that will relegate this club, regardless of who the manager is or what Noah Okafor's attitude is. You cannot survive in the Premier League without a predator, and Leeds are desperately hunting for one ahead of the January window. The club has been linked with Norwich's Josh Sargent, but a new name just shot to the top of the list. A man who is currently the third top scorer in the championship and is in the form of his life. His name, Haji Wright. The 27-year-old American international is ripping the second tier apart. He has already scored 8 goals in 13 appearances for league-leading Coventry City this season. This isn't a flash in the pan, it's sustained excellence. Wright has banged in 36 championship goals across the past 3 seasons. He is a proven, reliable finisher. The only question is, why would he leave the team at the top of the championship to join a Premier League relegation scrap? EFL expert Don Goodman answered that question perfectly. He told Football League World it's an interesting decision, but ultimately, I'm not sure if you can snub a Premier League club. I'm not sure that there are many championship players who would turn down the opportunity to come to a Premier League club. This is Wright's big chance for redemption. He had a brief taste of top-flight football once before, making 7 appearances for Schalke back in 2018-19, but he failed to stick. Now, he's a complete player in his prime. He's physical, he's clinical, and he's hungry for that second chance at the elite level. He is currently outscoring names like Kiefer Moore and even Leeds' own Joe Gelhardt in that division. He is exactly the profile Leeds needs to turn draws into wins. Do you think Haji Wright is the 10-goal-a-season striker that saves Leeds United from the drop? Smash that LIKE button if you want the 49ers to pay the money and get this deal done on January 1st. This is the definition of a signing that changes the entire trajectory of a season. 3 stories. 1 razor-thin margin for survival. This is the reality at Elland Road right now. We have a star player, Noah Okafor, who is lighting up the Premier League, but is simultaneously being publicly shamed by his international manager for attitude problems on and off the pitch. We have a manager, Daniel Farke, who has 1 single game against Nottingham Forest to save his job, with Brendan Rodgers waiting in the wings, potentially endorsed by Red Bull's new head of global soccer, Jurgen Klopp. And we have a desperate January search for goals, targeting Haji Wright, a 36-goal machine who must choose between a championship title race or a Premier League dogfight. This is the vortex of a relegation battle. 1 crack can shatter the entire foundation. If Farke loses the dressing room over Okafor, it doesn't matter who the manager is. If Farke loses to Forest, the instability could derail the entire January transfer window. If Leeds fail to sign Haji Wright, they won't have the goals to stay up anyway. Everything is connected, and the next 72 hours are the most pivotal of the season. This is where the 49ers earn their money, and it's where the fans show their strength. Here is what I need from every single Leeds fan watching this. 1. Smash that LIKE button if you believe, despite this chaos, Leeds United has the heart and the history to stay in the Premier League. TWO, drop a comment right now with the story that worries you the most. Is it Okafor's attitude, Farke's job, or the lack of goals? 3. Subscribe to this channel right now, because our post-match analysis of the Nottingham Forest game will be absolutely unmissable. We are marching on together, and we need the entire army. But listen closely, here is the edge of the cliff. The Okafor story isn't finished. Sources are now digging into what he allegedly did off the pitch that has Murat Yakin so furious. And the rumors are swirling. We are chasing that confirmation right now, and on top of that, Nottingham Forest just held their press conference. Their manager has just confirmed their own star striker, who has been injured for 6 weeks, has passed his final fitness test and is being accelerated back specifically to face Leeds on Sunday. The battle is here. Stay locked. Mott.